Welcome to this computer science webinar. My name is Petri Vuorimaa, and I'm the head of the computer science major and also the director of the computer communication and information sciences master's program at Aalto University. Today we will introduce first Aalto University to all participants, then describe our program and major in more detail, and in the end you have a possibility to ask questions and we'll try to provide you answers. Here are our participants today. So first of all, we have Associate Professor Petteri Kaski present here. My name is Petri Vuorimaa, and I'm professor also at the Department of Computer Science. And then we have Associate Professor Alexandru Paller present here.
Hello.
And finally, we have from our School of Science Learning Services, Planning Officer Emma Kohonen to answer your student services related questions. Petteri, Alexandru and Emma have promised to also answer your questions during the presentation. So if you have any questions, you can just type them in the questions and we'll try to answer them already during my presentation, and if not, then finally in the end of the webinar today. So please be active and ask questions in the Q&A part of the webinar. First, a little bit about Aalto University. So Aalto is a relatively young university. It was established in 2010, but it has a longer history since it's a merger of three different universities. Helsinki University of Technology is the largest, already established in 1849. Then University of Arts and Design in 1871, and finally the youngest Helsinki School of Economics, 1911. Aalto University was established to answer the requirements in the industry and science, how to promote technology together with design and economics knowledge. And this is quite unique university that focuses only on these three areas. All the universities have now moved to the same campus and we are located very close to each other, and we work as 6 different schools of Aalto University. Aalto is pretty well known for its quality in both research and education, and we are very well ranked in different rankings. You can find more of them from the Aalto University website. We are typically placed number 1 or number 2 in Finland. Also very high in globally, close to top 100. And especially if we look at industry collaboration, then we are very highly ranked, and also we are very international university. So we are among the most international universities in the world. And as I mentioned, you can find more ranking results. They come, of course, almost monthly or weekly. We are located in very close to center of city of Helsinki, the capital of Finland. We are actually located in the city of Espoo, but it's part of the capital city area. So we are next to the sea, as you can see, close to the seashore, and it's about 10 minutes metro ride from our campus to downtown Helsinki. The University of Helsinki is in the downtown, but they have also other campuses that are a little bit further away. There are a lot of business areas, many headquarters of companies are located in Keilaniemi or around the Aalto University, and then there are also different startup centers in the Helsinki and our campus area, for example, the Maria Startup Center. And then there is also the university hospital in Meilahti. So it's a really concentration of research and education activities close to our campus. What is unique about Aalto campus compared to other universities? As I mentioned, we are quite small university, but we are still multidisciplinary, combining economics, design, and technology together. So we have people from different backgrounds, but very much collaborating with each other. So it's quite unique and close collaboration with very nearby research and education areas. We have also a very nice campus area with lots of learning spaces available also for students. So, for example, our campus library is designed by the famous Finnish architect Arval Aalto, where our university name also comes from. And he actually designed the original campus area. Now we have more recent new premises available, since we have all the 3 universities working at the same campus area. And there's a lot of different kind of laboratory or studios and workshops available for student use. We also provide different kind of student housing and guild rooms and different kind of event venues, sports facilities, etc. at the campus or nearby the campus. The campus has also services available. There's a direct metro connection to downtown. There is a tram connection, available buses, of course, to downtown and Espoo, but also several restaurants, cafes, gyms, grocery stores, etc. Despite all these great facilities, we are still very close to nature. And we actually, as I mentioned, next to the sea. We have also a nature reserve area next to the campus. So it's a very friendly and nice working environment with all the nature around the campus. Here is a bigger picture of the campus area. So as you can see, quite a lot of different buildings. And if you want to have a look at the individual areas or the buildings or the facilities, we provide the virtual tour site where you can actually take a closer look at the different facilities that are available at the campus area. So it's virtualtour.aalto.fi, and highly recommend that service to have a look at the campus and its different buildings and facilities. Next, I would like to introduce the computer science major in a little bit more detail and tell you what kind of study opportunities we provide for you. So here is, first of all, 3 top reasons why to study in this CCIS program and this computer science major. First of all, we provide research-based education, and we are often ranked among the top 100 computer science faculties in the world. And we have very high quality education, research-based education that we give to our students. Within the computer science major, we provide flexibility. So we have 5 different specialization areas called tracks, and a set of core courses set by all the students. And this allows you to really tailor your own study experience that you want to take. And finally, third point, very important, is that we are in close collaboration with the industry. So we have several major company R&D units around the campus, and also many startups that recruit our students. And during your studies, you get know industry experts in different projects, seminars, guest lectures, etc. And typically the master's thesis in Finland is done in industry. So our students get a lot of connections to industry during their studies. Here is the structure of our computer science major. We have a list of core courses that give you a general background in computer science. You select 5 from the list, and after that you can specialize on the area that you want to study in more detail. So we have algorithms, logic and computation track, big data and large-scale computing track, software systems and technologies, web technologies, applications and science, and secure systems. In addition to these courses, there is also possibility to take an optional minor if you want to, for example, utilize the multidisciplinary studies in other areas of Aalto, or take, for example, exchange studies in another European university or international student university, of course. And then major part of the studies is the master's thesis, which is typically done in industry or in our research groups. Or then some students also do master's thesis in a startup company. Our study is very much based on research, so we focus on latest research to build a strong theoretical and methodological foundation. And we use a mix of different teaching methods, of course, some traditional lectures, but also a lot of group work and some independent studies. We try to have practical dimension in all our teaching, so we have different laboratories, workshops, and practical projects where you get to implement things in practice. Industry collaboration we highlighted through case studies and guest speakers, and as I mentioned, typically master's theses are done in industry. And then the specialization offers you the possibility to focus on certain area like secure systems or big data. The master's thesis is 30 credits, and it's typically a research or industry development project where you apply the latest scientific knowledge to solve a practical problem. Here are a bit more descriptions about the 5 specialization areas, and I would first like to ask my colleague Petteri Kaski to tell a little bit more about the algorithms, logic and computation track.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Petri. Happy to do so. And as indeed Petri was celebrating about the research-basedness of it also. Of course, all of these tracks in the major are actually based on research areas and the department, and also, as Petri was alluding to, more broadly in the Helsinki area. So, for example, the sort of research underlying the algorithms, logic, and computation track, let me allude to you to a web reference, so algorithms.fi. So that basically gives you the research community basically doing leading edge research from distributed quantum computing to, let's say, algebraic algorithms, for example, which is my area of specialty. Then we have lots of strength in cryptology, I mean, basically modern cryptography and its applications, of course, also several sort of strong research results there, which are also highlighted under the algorithms.fi site. And then, of course, Finland is also highly active in quantum computing. And of course, my colleague Aleksandru Paaler, also present in this very webinar, is maybe happy to share more about the quantum computing aspect of things. I trust we can look in more detail into the curriculum maybe later on if we keep the introductions relatively short. So thank you very much.
Thank you a lot, Petteri. Yes, I think we'll have plenty of time to also take a closer look to curriculum if there are students wishing to discuss that in more detail. Let me next introduce you the big data and large-scale computing track. So this is a specialization area for large quantities of data and how to manage that in batch and stream data processing, and what kind of algorithms are typically used for data analysis and computing in large data science processes. Our secure system track focuses on information security, system security, and cryptography. Then we have for the software systems and technologies track Alexandru Pale present here. So perhaps Alexandru, you would present the track.
Yes, thank you. So this is a track that's concerned with the software on computers, which are, let's say, either too big or too small, or too non-classical, like quantum computers. So either you write software for embedded systems or mobile computing, or you'll learn about the software on HPC and clouds and data centers and so on, or you'll learn about how you will control a quantum computer at some point. So it has to do with these technologies that are either emerging or not necessarily visible in everyday life, but supporting general computation.
Thank you, Alexandru. I myself teach in the web technologies, applications, and science tracks, where we focus especially on the web platform and how you can use it to connect different kind of data as linked data, and also build applications, and especially how those applications can be scaled to services for thousands or tens of thousands or even millions of people. So how modern web technologies allow cloud-based services that are widely available for different kind of users, and also how they can be accessed using different kind of devices like mobile devices, but also other not so conventional devices. About our research and study facilities, so we are located in the computer science building in the Otaniemi campus, close to the center of the campus. We have quite a lot of different students' learning hubs and workspaces available in the building or nearby buildings, but we have also quite a lot of computing facilities available for students, since we are a computer science department. So first of all, we have in-house computational power via the Triton cluster, and we have our own Aalto scientific computing staff to help students to utilize these resources. But in addition, we have also access for the LUMI supercomputer. LUMI is SNOW in English, but it's also abbreviation for the Large Unified Modern Infrastructure, which is one of the latest supercomputers located in Europe, and we have access also to resources like that. And finally, we have also different research hubs like the Finnish Center for AI, Ellis Institute, and Helsinki Institute for Information Technology nearby. So very nice facilities available both for research and educational uses. Here is an example of one student story from our student. This is from the secure systems specialization area. Iris Joutsi did her master's thesis in 2024, so quite recently, and won the Best Information Security Master's Thesis Award in Finland. And this is a typical example of a master's thesis done in industry. It was done with the technology consultancy Aalto company, so quite small SME company. And the idea was to especially look what are the critical gap between the developers are responsible for secure software development. So what are the bottlenecks to build secure software? And In the thesis, Iris developed a self-learning course and evaluated how effective it is to implement the best practices for software development. Key findings was in the thesis that training is effective in short term, but insufficient if the company doesn't allocate enough resources and structural support for secure software. With that, I would like to turn attention to typical internships and career opportunities. We have results, very recent results from the School of Science questionnaire that was done last year. Based on the questionnaire, about over 94% of our students are employed in demanding roles shortly after graduation. So this questionnaire was done 5 years after the graduation, and during that time, the median salary of our students was 5,400 euros per month. So 5 years after graduation. We also offer Aalto University career support services to all our students. We have a career design lab which gives tips and advice for career design and finding jobs. We organize different kind of career events and fairs. We have training sessions to develop job hunting skills. We have, of course, grants for internships also available, Aalto mentoring program, and we have what we call job teaser portal for job advertisements from the different company and industry. So these are all free resources available for our students. As mentioned earlier, we have extensive cooperation with the industry. Here are some of the companies listed. I might mention that in the area of computer science, we of course have big major companies like Nokia and Ericsson and ABB around here, but also some international companies like Intel, NVIDIA, etc. have their R&D units close to our campus area. Quite a lot of small startups from the university are typically recruiting our students, and nowadays almost all industry and service areas need expertise in computer science. So we have a large variety of different companies recruiting for our students. Here is one concrete student story from our student Han Lee. You can find the whole story from our website. I just borrowed one quotation from her, where she tells that most courses offer online options, so I don't miss out on anything if I need to work. There's also always a teaching assistant available to answer questions, and my amazing fellow students are always ready to lend a hand. The support here is remarkable. So Han is a master student in computer science at Aalto University, and she has also been working as a software engineering at Elekta, a global company that develops advanced technologies to improve cancer care. And she's majoring in the software systems and technologies track. And perhaps I also mentioned the best features that she lists in the article. So kind and knowledgeable professors, first-rate facilities, and a level of flexibility and support. So you can find more about her story on our website. Here is a summary of our admission information. So you can find more on the Aalto website. Our application period for masters is once a year. There is full instructions how to fill the application, more information about the tuition fees and scholarships, and our computer science specific admission requirements. If you need more information, you can contact both our student services and our admission services. And have the email addresses on the slide. Okay, I think that concludes my presentation, and now we will be happy to answer your questions. So if would be very happy if you can type your questions in the Q&A section of the webinar, and then we have our experts present here to answer your questions. Okay, so we have first questions there. Can we get access to the presentation file? I suppose we will have a YouTube video available from the presentation. I don't know about the slides. Will they be available separately? Anna is typing an answer so that you can get more details. Then we have another question from Mark. Can I apply to master's degree after having completed the bachelor degree in information and communication technology from University of Applied Science? And I have previously also studied 147 ECTS from Aalto University when I used to be Helsinki University of Technology. Yes, every year we have students coming in with also universities of applied science. We do get a lot of applications, but typically also some students from universities of applied science are accepted. And we look, of course, on the previous studies, what kind of new knowledge our degree might bring. And then we have the specific course requirements. So we are looking at, especially on the math courses, basic computer science courses. And you mentioned that you have done basic math courses, you have done data structures, algorithms, databases, etc. Yes, those are exactly the kind of requisite courses that we are looking at. But you can look at the full list from our admission page, where we list the courses that we expect you to have. Then we have a question from Elham. Thank you for the presentation. That was great. Is there an age limit to apply for masters? No, we don't have an age limit, and we don't, in general, use age as a requirement. Then we have Mate asking regarding the required GPA, would 9.39/10 be enough? It depends where you live, and we have listed for some countries the typical minimum GPA, which is required to be accepted. But of course, that depends on every year, because we have a large variety, large pool of applicants, and it's a competitive evaluation. So if you want to look at our admission webpage, depending where you are coming from, Mate, we might have more specific answer. And Emma is providing answer on that.
Yeah, I will share the link.
Okay, thanks. Then we have a question, how can we get a discount on university fees? We do have a small pool of scholarships available for the really top candidates. So each year we do give scholarships also. To get a scholarship, of course, you need to have a very high ranking among the applicants. but there are always some students with scholarships available. And what's next? Mate is asking, is automation background suitable for computer science as long as you have enough mathematics and computer science background. So it really depends on what courses you have taken in Romania. And we will look at the transcript of your previous studies to check that you have the required prerequisite courses. So we highly recommend that you of course include the compulsory register of your previous studies, and then additional document where you describe what is the content of the courses if it's not directly clear from your transcript what is the course content. So there's a possibility to include an additional document where you describe in more detail the course content, so that if it's not apparent that you have taken all the prerequisites, but you have done them actually as part of your studies. Then we have Mihar asking, research is a focus for Aalto University. Does the university provide any travel allowances for attending conferences? And are there any thesis advisors on campus to pursue research on as career? Yes, so some students work as a research assistant, and of course if there are papers published in conferences where the research assistants are the first authors, then we typically try to provide funding to travel to conferences, but you need to be part of some research group. But many research groups have also research assistants. Of course, mainly doctoral students and postdocs, but also occasionally some research assistant. And every summer we actually recruit quite a lot of summer internship students. It's close to 100 students working as a summer trainees. So if you are able to provide new scientific knowledge which is published as a conference paper, then we try to arrange funding for travel also. Mihir is asking, are admission on rolling basis or evaluated at the end? So it's evaluated in the end. At the moment, we don't have a rolling basis evaluation. So in the end of the admission round, we check which applications are eligible, and those go to first part of the academic evaluation, where we look at the previous study success and the previous courses that you have taken, and then those best applications go to full academic evaluation, where our academic evaluators then rank the applicants, and based on that we make the decisions. Mate, what happens if I only have a part of the required courses? Is there any way that I can take the missing courses during my first year of the master's degree? Unfortunately not. Of course, you can take additional courses, but if you are missing the required courses, I recommend that you do them in open university, for example, or similar kind of place. If you are still doing your studies, take them as part of your studies. So we don't typically assign courses as prerequisite courses. You must have been done them before you enter the university. Okay. I think that answered all the questions. Okay, we are getting more. It's nice. Standardized test. We require, of course, language test, and we have language requirements. So I highly recommend that you look at the language requirement page, and I think Emma can give you the links. So the language requirements depend a little bit where you come from and etc. So Emma, do you want to? Emma is typing your answer. Yes. Mark asked, I read that I can apply for 2 different master's degree. Is software and service engineering, master science technology a separate degree that I can apply, or is it part of the computer science? So software and service engineering is a separate major, so you can apply to that at the same time that you apply to computer science. So we have actually joint call for all the universities in Finland, and you can apply to total maximum of 2 positions at the same time. If you apply for both, then it is recommended that you write a separate motivation letter for each of these 2 different majors. So why you choose especially that major, and it's better if you have separate motivation letters for both the majors. Okay, I think that concludes all the questions. We have a few minutes left. Do you, Petteri, want to, for example, show the curriculum a little bit?
Yeah, of course, we could take a look at that, though I don't have it actually open here at the moment. So
I can now open it in if there are not. Well, there's some questions coming.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe we'll address those first.
So we have a question. Can you shed some light on the teaching style? I have heard Finland universities don't have exams. We do have exams, not necessarily on all courses. So some courses, the grading is based on the project work or exercises, etc. But we still do have exams also available. And of course, now with the advances of AI, I'm afraid that we have had to a little bit increase the number of exams. So we do have exams, not necessarily on courses, but I think most of the courses still have exams. Does Aalto provide any courses online that I could replace data structures and algorithms or databases with? Yes, we do have open university courses for all the residents of Finland, and especially you can take the FITEC courses. I recommend if you are living in Finland. So those can be used to replace the data structures or databases courses. Rust course, I don't think is a replacement for data structures and algorithms. Rust is more like a programming course. So I have the curriculum here if you want to. And here is an example about the algorithms, logic, and computation track. So do you want to, Petteri, say something about this?
Yeah, so maybe let's try to make it somewhat more general. So indeed, as Petri was alluding to, so we do have some core courses that basically are common to or across the major. And then each track actually has some specific focus courses. So for example, in the algorithms, logic and computation study track, so we have these two courses, principles of algorithmic techniques and declarative programming, that then actually form the, let's say, first semester. So once you enter Aalto University, so these are mandatory courses for you in the autumn, and then you get to select. So there's quite a bit of optionality, and for example, among that list, so there's the possibility to select at least 15 ECTS, and of course, many students may have already had a prior degree that provides, let's say, competencies in machine learning or computer graphics and so forth. And if that's the case, so then we can move forward. If Petri, you can scroll down a little bit to the then more track-specific courses, out of which, again, you have to select at least 15 ECTS. And for your course, you can see that there's quite a bit of selection if you want to specialize, let's say, in cryptography, so that's possible. Study more in specific areas of algorithms, such as, let's say, algebraic algorithms, distributed algorithms, or if you want to study a little bit more theoretical things, such as computational complexity theory, that's possible, AI, and so forth. And then there are, in fact, two possibilities in terms of the structure of the major. So you can either take a so-called compact major, which is 40 ECTS in total, or you can take the so-called long major, which is 60 ECTS, which then gives you even more optionality in terms of, let's say, sharpening your programming skills. So there in the list, you see, for example, programming parallel computers and programming parallel supercomputers, taught by people, for example, who are currently among the largest users of the LUMI supercomputer in Europe and so forth. So we try to integrate basically the research expertise and the usage expertise of the various research infrastructures into our curriculum. But this is, of course, just one track. I don't want to dominate too much. So maybe, Alexandra, you can also champion your track for reference. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So I think in general, what sets studies in Finland apart from other countries is the fact that you have periods. So when you look at this thing here, at this table, you'll see that it's written 1/2/first year. So this means a period is a half of a semester. So usually when you do these compulsory courses in your first year, this means that for the first half of the first semester and the second half of the first semester, you will take most probably some courses. In this case of the software systems track, it's web software and cloud software. So this is how you will start your studies. At the end of your studies, most probably you will write your master thesis. So that will be like your second year, covering most probably the third, the fourth, the fifth, I'm not sure, periods. And in between, you will put these courses. Now, if you go for the long major in the software systems track, again, because it's about computers which are either too big or too small, you have the option of choosing between quantum computing, parallel supercomputers, programming them, or you can go into networks. Then something that is also happening on the master tracks is that if you want to pursue a career towards research, you have the option of choosing like these courses that are special assignments or research experience. These are usually research project-like things where you perform independently, mentored by a professor, some kind of task, and you write a report, and then you get credits for it. This is in case you want to go more into the research. So when you go on the SST track, your special assignment might be related to, I'm not sure, HPC software or quantum software and so on. So I hope I was kind of able to present it.
Thank you, Alexandru. We have one question from me here. What is the batch size of the students in the master's program? So typically we have incoming students. Let me check from last year. So we had around, I think our quota is 55 students, and we had about 40 students then starting from this master student call. But in addition to those 40 students, we have also internal students, our own Aalto University bachelor students that join, and the number of students is a little bit less than 100 last year. So the total number of one cohort is over 100, close to 120 students last year. And from those, the 40 students were from this open call for new master students. We have also international bachelor programs, so some of our internal students are actually international students who have already done the bachelor degree at Aalto University. So my answer to your question is that about 40 students plus the local students, 80 students, total 120. Okay, so thanks for the track introductions. We have a few minutes left, so I could also introduce the web track where I'm teaching some of the courses. So for the web track, the compulsory core course is the web software development, which is available both as a lectured course and online course. So you can decide which one you want to take. So on all year round available as online course. Then we have some compulsory courses, design of web services, which I teach. It's a project-based course, so there's no exam. The semantic web course, I think in the next curriculum we will actually move it to the choose list, so it's no longer compulsory. It's you can select if you want as an elective course. It will be offered again. And the web application course is also fully online course, project-based course, so it doesn't have an exam. Then we have the long major courses listed here. What is perhaps unique is we have a course for scalable web applications, designing web services for different kind of devices, multimedia systems course, etc. So that's the content of the web track. We don't have anyone here to present the big data and secure systems track, but we could have a look at the big systems, big data track. The compulsory courses are cloud software and systems, and scalable systems and data management from the core course list. And then there is courses on like big data platforms, etc. And for long major, for example, information visualization, deep learning, etc. For the secure systems, the compulsory core course is the information security, and then it offers courses on network security, cryptography, security engineering, platform security, applied cryptography, etc. So I hope that gives you an idea of the curriculum. Right at now we are in the process of updating the next curriculum, which will be have some changes, which will be announced in the summer 27, but it's quite similar what is listed here. Sorry, 26, of course. Okay, do we have any more questions? If not, I thank all the participants, and we will make a video recording available into YouTube soon. So thank you for joining this webinar, and I hope that you find it helpful. And good luck with your application to Aalto University if you decide to submit an application.